Everyone, welcome to the show. So, Donald Trump's overall approval rating is dropping as our economy is collapsing because of his incompetence and chaos. His diehard supporters, though, the ones who, live on Fear News Network, uh, red meat and live in the bubble, they still think that he's doing a great job. So, here's the deal. Here's what all's going on and what I found. So, as you guys all know, Trump enacted some of the tariffs that he promised on Canada and Mexico, and then he added additional tariffs to Chinese products. Well, as of today, Trump said he was going to increase U.S. tariffs on Canadian steel and aluminum imports. They were 25%. He said he was going to boost them to 50%. And then he announced this ridiculous tax on his failing social media site. And he said, the only thing that makes sense is for Canada to become the 51st state. And he said, this would make the tariffs go away, they would disappear. So once again, Trump's administration is admitting these tariffs really have nothing to do with the trade imbalance, fentanyl, illegal immigration. It's all a bunch of bull. He is trying to pressure Canada into becoming part of the US, just as his dingy press secretary let slip last week. Well, the Canadian premier, Doug Ford, rightfully threatened retaliation. And then Trump posted that, they're going to pay. This is going to be epic. Basically, this is going to be like epic. History books are going to talk about this. They're going to pay so much. Blah blah blah. I mean, yeah, this period of time will definitely be written about, but it's going to go down as one of the worst presidencies and the biggest fuck ups in American history. So anyway, I don't know what happened, but he jumped on the phone with Doug Ford. They had some sort of conversation. Now, all of a sudden, the tariffs aren't going to 50%. Doug Ford isn't going to impose a 25% tariff on electricity on the several states which he was going to do. So it seems like they came to some sort of agreement, but there's still a bunch of upheaval and a bunch of chaos. And I have to tell you guys, the comment section under Trump's Truth Social post is like literal insanity. These are the dumbest people to walk the earth. I am not kidding. If we had their brains removed, they could not be more stupid. So here's an example. Check out this meme that I found. For those on the podcast, it shows an image of Trump. He's wearing a cowboy hat, and it says the new tariff in town. And it says, retruth if you support tariffs over taxes. Yeah. Tariffs are essentially taxes, you dumbasses. Seriously? But they're worse because instead of a tax that you pay, once a year based on your income, you're paying it. Everyone is paying it. We're all paying it. And this, based on the same amount, and it's paid every time we purchase the products. Oh my God, this stupid is painful. It's ridiculous. This is why I say they're like children. You just have to let them learn the hard way. They have to feel the consequences of their actions because they're too immature and they're too ignorant to know when someone is actually trying to help them. Anyway, in the meantime, Goldman Sachs, their chief economist, just downgraded the US economy. At the beginning of this year, he predicted a 2.4% GDP growth. That number has now been reduced to 1.7%. So he's still saying it's going to grow, which is not what other experts are saying. But he said, yeah, it has dropped. And he is specifically citing Donald Trump's tariffs as the reason for the downgrade. And then more and more experts are voicing concerns about the potential for stagflation, which is when the economy stalls out, but inflation remains high. So it's the worst of both worlds. That is what essentially destroyed Jimmy Carter's chances of a second presidential term. And here's a first glimpse of how all of this is impacting Trump's approval rating. So, Emerson College just released a poll. They conducted this poll at the beginning of this month, and it was when Donald Trump hit his 50-day mark. So it shows that Trump is still above water on his job performance, but it is shifting and not in the right direction. In this new poll, 47% of the surveyed voters approve of Donald Trump's job performance, 45% disapprove. So not over 50%, not a majority of the country, and not looking good. And here's the thing, in their previous poll, which was conducted at the beginning of Trump's new term, 49% approved. So that's now dropped. 41% disapproved. That is creeping up. So disapproval is rising faster than his approval is falling. So obviously what that means is that some people were previously uncertain, or, they may have been saying, I'm going to take a wait and see approach. I'm going to give him a chance. Says that, they've waited long enough. They've seen enough. They've decided, yeah, he sucks. So, and then as with last week's polls, the economy is what's destroying his popularity. When Emerson asked them about Trump's handling of the economy specifically, only 37% said they approved. 48% said, no, he's not doing it. This is not doing it for me. So not good, way upside down on the economy, which used to be his best subject. I mean, that used to be the best topic for him. They also asked voters if they believe that Trump's policies are making the economy better or worse, and the numbers are abysmal. So 46% said he's making the economy worse. Only 28% said, oh yeah, he's improving things. What planet are these people on? In what way is he improving the economy? Hashtag sad in all caps. He is also underwater in this Emerson poll in regard to healthcare and also crypto, which is surprising because he was supposed to be king of the crypto. They were all excited when he got elected. So the only area where he has a net favorable rating is in regard to immigration. 48% approve, 40% disapprove. So still not even over 50% on that. And then this is hard to fathom, considering everything I just shared with you. 51% of these respondents still said that Trump has had a second term that has been more of a success than a failure. 48% disagreed with that. They're like, no, it's been more of a failure than a success. I seriously don't get it. Like, how do you give the answers that I just shared with you and then go, oh yeah, but it's been pretty good success, more of a success. These people are insane. And then there was another poll done. This one was done by the Bowling Green State University. So, home to the infamous massacre, that Bowling Green massacre, according to Kellyanne Conway. Those of you who were paying attention back during Trump's first term know what I'm talking about. This woman made up a whole massacre that never existed, never occurred. Anyway, the university released a poll of Ohio state voters in particular. So Ohio, as you probably all know, it's become a solidly red state. I mean, it has not gone for a Democratic president in years. But even there, Trump's numbers were not that great. Their poll was conducted between February 14th and the 21st. So before the economy really started to skid out, and it still wasn't that great. So he still has a 50% approval in the state, but they pointed out that is low compared to the traditional honeymoon period that you see at the beginning of a presidency. And as you guys can see here in this graph, it's primarily Republicans that are keeping him above water. So for those on the podcast, I'm showing a graph, and this is of his support based on party. So it shows 89% approval among Republicans, only 8% support from Democrats, which who the hell are they? And then independents are at only 40% approval. And check this out. When they asked if they were hopeful about Trump's presidency, only 38% of the people there said yes. In Ohio. So 50% approve of him, but only 30% are hopeful. That is pathetic. Some of them, I guess, are just like, whatever. At least it's not Joe Biden. It's the only thing that accounts for it. And then among the people who voted for Trump in this poll, 3% of them said they regret their vote. So, extrapolate that out across the country. That is not good. That is not good news for the Republicans, because you don't need to take every single Trump voter, right? You just need to nibble around the edges, because he didn't win by that much, regardless of what they try to tell us. So anyway, pretty pathetic in a state that went for Trump in all three elections, and again, is very solidly red at this point. So anyway, guys, I will keep you posted on all of this. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Please like, please share, and subscribe. Please donate if you can. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.